So in yoga, we have 3 doshas based on Ayurveda's sister science to yoga. And those 3 doshas include Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. We're in the arc of the Pitta season becoming the Vata season, and Pitta governs the eyes. And most of us in daily life right now, we actually aren't moving our gaze out to the wide horizon unless we're out, let's say, hiking, or we have a big view, or we go to the ocean, we have a vista. So our eyes tend to be on small screens, not going very far. Even if it's on the computer, that distance is not very far. And when we drive, we use the mirrors. So we aren't necessarily turning our head very much to even see the world around us. And we may not be using our eyes as effectively as we could to nourish our brain. So our brains actually benefit from being able to see like an expansive context. And this eye activity that we do in yoga is to help bring our minds back into our bodies, and then to use our inner gaze to balance the mind. So both hemispheres of the brain become balanced, a kind of top-down, bottom-up balancing, and then we can proceed with our presence to practice yoga, rather than coming in with our distraction and trying to sort it out with the yoga. So I hope that feels effective. And as we go into the practice, we'll be using that technique where we move the gaze with the eyes closed. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, let's take a comfortable upright seat so we can begin. You can rest your hands in your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes. Sometimes I like to imagine that when we close the eyes, it's like you're actually closing the curtains on the world outside of yourself, and therefore taking refuge in your inner self. So turn your attention and also your gaze inward. And begin to become aware of the breath moving however it happens to be, while also observing what does your breathing do when it has your attention. You might notice that when you give attention to the breath, it's hard to let it just be its own thing. Particularly if you have any yoga training, you might notice that you're trying to make a certain kind of breath. Or when you notice your breath, if it's been short or shallow or choppy or difficult, it may cause a kind of what we call the second arrow. We have an experience and then we add to our experience something like a painful judgment or an apprehension. So again, let's try for a few moments more, only observing what the breath is, as it is, just for now. Now we're going to use the breath and the eyes together while keeping the eyes closed. We'll use the breath and the eyes in tandem to help elicit a state of presence or a shift from distraction back to presence, using the eyes, the breath, and the mind. So while you're sitting upright, during your inhale, raise your gaze up without opening the eyes and without moving the head. And during your exhale, relax your eyes. So imagine them coming back to center. And inhale, gaze to your right. Exhale to center. Inhale, gaze to your left. Exhale back to center. And then again, inhale, gaze up. So you might think of raising the internal gaze at the same pace of the breath. And then exhale, return your gaze to center. So the eyes relax during the exhale. At your breath pace, inhale, gaze to your right with the eyes closed and your head centered. And you come back to center with the eyes as you exhale, and let's go to the left. Now let's include gazing down. So inhale, gaze down as if you're gazing behind your cheekbones. Exhale, relax to center, and we'll do the pattern one more time. I'm going to add a little nuance. So inhale, gaze up with the eyes closed. Exhale, relax, and inhale, gaze up towards 2 p.m. What if straight up is noon, go towards 2 p.m. Exhale, relax to center. And then gaze up to 10 a.m. Exhale, relax to center. Inhale, gaze right. Exhale to center. Inhale, gaze left. Exhale to center. And inhale, gaze down. And exhale, relax your eyes. And relax the breath as well. Notice if you become in any way a bit more present, or if your mind feels maybe more focused or less easily intruded upon. And then you're welcome to open your eyes as you're ready to, and come back to the Zoom room together. So in yoga, we have 3 doshas based on Ayurveda's sister science to yoga. And those 3 doshas include Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. We're in the arc of the Pitta season becoming the Vata season, and Pitta governs the eyes. And most of us in daily life right now, we actually aren't moving our gaze out to the wide horizon unless we're out, let's say, hiking, or we have a big view, or we go to the ocean, we have a vista. So our eyes tend to be on small screens, not going very far. Even if it's on the computer, that distance is not very far. And when we drive, we use the mirrors. So we aren't necessarily turning our head very much to even see the world around us. And we may not be using our eyes as effectively as we could to nourish our brain. So our brains actually benefit from being able to see like an expansive context. And this eye activity that we do in yoga is to help bring our minds back into our bodies, and then to use our inner gaze to balance the mind. So both hemispheres of the brain become balanced, a kind of top-down, bottom-up balancing, and then we can proceed with our presence to practice yoga, rather than coming in with our distraction and trying to sort it out with the yoga. So I hope that feels effective, and as we go into the practice, we'll be using that technique where we move the gaze with the eyes closed. Okay, let's check it out. So from the seated practice that we just had, interlace your fingers, take the heels of your hands straight down, and raise your arms up. Now, you can't really see your thumbs. You can see my thumbs, but you can't see your own thumbs, but you kind of know where they are, right? So with the arms up and the chest open, close your eyes. And as you inhale, imagine that you're gazing up at your thumbs with the eyelids closed. And then exhale, relax your gaze, but keep your posture. And inhale, gaze up at your thumbs from the inside. Now exhale, relax your gaze and press your arms out to the sides of the room. Press out through the heels of your hands like you're stopping traffic. And inhale, gaze towards your right thumb without turning your head. Exhale, bring your gaze to center, bring your palms to center. And inhale, gaze towards your left thumb, stretch the arms out, reach out through the heels of your hand. Exhale, bring your eyes to center and your palms to center. Now inhale, raise your arms up, clasping the hands, reach out through your thumbs and look up without opening your eyes. And exhale, press your arms out to the sides of the room. Relax your gaze to center. Inhale, gaze left. Exhale, center. And then inhale, gaze right. And then exhale, bring your palms together at your heart. And this time as your hands touch, open your eyes to see your fingertips. Now, following your hands, inhale, press up and look up. Exhale, open the arms, gaze to the right with your right thumb. Inhale to center, gaze at your fingertips. Exhale, press out, gaze at your left thumb. And inhale, return to center, gaze at your fingertips. Then close your eyes and notice what's happening inside your mind. Let's take this practice down to the floor. So come onto your abdomen. What you can do if you want to is open up a blanket for support if your floor is particularly firm and you find that uncomfortable. Otherwise, lie on your abdomen and come into Sphinx Pose so that you're going to have your elbows bent on the floor like this. Let's put the palms together so they're in prayer position. And then gently tone your legs and lengthen the tailbone, but relax your chest and your heart. And just set the shoulders very slightly back behind. So it feels like the shoulders are slightly back behind your elbows. Close your eyes. Now this time we're going to open and close the eyes in sequence. So inhale, open your gaze, lift your heart and look up and forward. And exhale, return your head to center. Bring your gaze down towards your thumbs. Okay, inhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Exhale, return to center, gazing at your thumbs. Inhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Exhale, return to center, gaze at your thumbs. Inhale, gaze up, look forward. And exhale, slide your arms forward and bring your head down. It's called pranam. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And now energize the legs, lengthen your tailbone. And as you inhale, lift your heart into Cobra Pose. Look forward and up. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, look forward and up. Exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, look forward and up. And exhale, roll down, but just bow your forehead to the floor for a moment. And then inhale, press up to table pose. And exhale, reach backwards to child's pose. And in child's pose, close your eyes, relax the weight of your head, keep the arms out in front. Now with the inhale, eyes closed, come into cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. Open your eyes and trace a line on the floor and then the wall until what you see is comfortable in the distance. Okay, inhale, close the eyes, come into cat pose. Put your gaze inside. And then exhale, open your eyes, shift into cow pose, trace a line along the floor until you're gazing forward comfortably. And then inhale to cat pose. And open the eyes, exhale to cow pose. And once more, close your eyes, inhale to cat pose. And then exhale, reach back to child's pose. Okay, walk your hands and knees towards each other and shift to come to sitting on your hips. Bend your knees with your feet flat on the floor in front of you. Just place the feet so they're hip distance apart. That can be whatever you consider that to be, and make the legs parallel. So there's a spot between the knees for your arms. Okay, and then starting here with the hands on your shins, give support to your upper body. Inhale, lift your heart and look up. Open your eyes. And then exhale, close your eyes and curl down. So as you hold on to your shins and knees, you round the spine like you just did in the cat pose. Okay, inhale, raise your heart first, collarbones, then open your throat, lift your chin, open your eyes. Exhale, close your eyes slowly so that as you come down, the eyes are closed at the end of the movement. Inhale, open your eyes slowly. So as you rise up, your eyes are the most open at the top of the movement. And then exhale, curl down again, and to close your gaze slowly as if you were lowering the blinds really slowly. One more time. Concentrate and open your eyes slowly and then completely. And exhale, curl down. There's an instinct to either have the eyes open or closed, so moving slowly requires your concentration. Okay, rise up to your seat. Place the left hand between where your two knees and shins are. Put a block on the floor if you'd like, or just touch the floor with your left hand. Take the right hand behind you. We're going to twist to the right. So inhale, lift your heart, and then rotate to your right. Now, as we're twisting, we're going to stay kind of stationary in the pose. But as you're twisting, lift the heart, make a little back bend, close your eyelids. But on the inhale, gaze to the right from the inside. On your exhale, relax your gaze, but keep your twist. Let's do it again. Inhale, gaze to your right. Exhale, relax your eyes, keep your twist, and do that one more time. Inhale, gazing to your right. Now, cross your left hand over your right knee and see if the twist has a little bit more mobility, having moved the eyes on the inside. And then exhale around to face forward. And let's put the right hand between where the two legs are and left hand behind. Press down with your fingers, lift up with your heart, and rotate to your left. Go ahead and close your eyes so that you're gazing inside with the eyelids closed. Inhale, gaze left. Exhale, relax your eyes. Inhale, gaze left. Exhale, relax your eyes. One more time, inhale, gaze left. Exhale, relax your eyes. And then cross your right hand over your left knee and see if the twist might have any bit more suppleness because you moved the eyes. Keep the heart open. It's a little feeling of a back bend in the upper back. And then rotate back around to face forward. Okay, now scoot a little forward on your mat so there's room behind you. Reach both arms forward. Inhale, the heart is lifted. And then exhale and roll yourself down and try to roll down kind of one vertebrae at a time. And then inhale, take the arms overhead. Okay, exhale, lower your arms down alongside your torso and bring the small of your back down to the floor. Inhale, go up to bridge pose. Raise your hips and then your heart. And then exhale, lower your spine down slowly. Just think of massaging your back actually down along the floor. That's the exhale. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Keep the lumbar spine on the floor. And then exhale, curl up. Reach back up to your seat. Okay, inhale, raise your arms. Close your eyes. Exhale, roll down. To the best of your ability, hold on to your thighs if you need to with your hands. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, lower your arms near your hips. Press the small of your back down against the floor. Keeping the eyes closed, inhale, raise your hips and then your heart. Exhale, roll your spine down slowly. Now keeping the small of the back on the floor, inhale, raise your arms overhead. And then exhale and roll up. Okay, let's cross the two ankles. Take a seat. Rest your hand out over your knees. Close your eyes for a moment and just try to feel on the inside. What is it like now in your mind? So yoga is not just a practice for the physical body, it's also for the mind and also for your nervous system. So if you were to picture inside, what is the quality of your mind? What is the feeling tone of your nervous system? Now bring your right knee up to your chest. Take the left leg straight out on the floor. And if you prefer to, you can sit on a blanket for this. So you would put a blanket under both hips if you'd like one. Okay, wrap the left hand around your right shin. Lift up through your heart. Place the right hand behind you. And this time, inhale and twist to your right with your torso, but look to your left with your head. And keep the heart rotating to your right. So the lower belly, the mid-torso, chest, heart, and shoulders go to the right. And gaze over your left shoulder. With the eyes closed, inhale, gaze a little farther left than your nose can go. And exhale, relax your eyes, but keep your twist. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, gaze to your left. And now exhale, open your eyes and gaze, rotate your head to your right. And then exhale and come around to face forward. Let's switch the legs. So take the right leg straight out, bring your left knee up to your chest, cross your right hand over your left knee, left hand behind. And as you twist to your left, start with your gaze going to your right. And close the eyes. So it's really appropriate for your thigh to be snug against your torso, whatever that means for you with your body and your comfort level. That pressure is to help bring the breath into the back and sides of the waist. So as you inhale, gaze then to your right with the eyelids closed. Exhale, relax your eyes. Inhale, gaze to your right. Exhale, relax your eyes. And now open the eyes slowly and inhale, turn your head to your left so that at the end of your rotation, your eyes are the most open. And then let's exhale and come around to face forward. Take both legs straight out on the floor. And then roll yourself down onto your back. Okay, take your arms out into a T shape. Now, when you lie on your back like this, the small of the back will not be on the floor. It's appropriate for it not to be. There is a natural curve in the lumbar spine. So when you first come down now, I'd like you to close the eyes and really relax your eyes, your eyebrows, the corners of your eyes, your forehead. And ask yourself what may happen if you were able to, in your mental, emotional, spiritual world, if you're able to open your view a little farther in daily life. What might happen for your mental well-being, emotional well-being, feelings of, let's say, possibilities or options? And what might seem a little bit scary about that? What do you have the sense that you might be lessening your responsibility for, or loosening your grip on if you were to widen your gaze? Is there anything that you feel apprehensive about in doing that? So we can ask both sides of the question and let it be a full spectrum question, like what might we lean into or expand into, and what might we feel apprehensive or anxious about. Okay, now turn your palms face down, bend your knees, and then bring your knees up to your chest. And now the small of the back is against the floor. Okay, when you exhale, bring both knees down to your left side so the knees are coming towards your left armpit. Then inhale, bring your knees to center. And exhale, both knees to your right. And inhale to center. So that's kind of the basic move that we're going to be doing. We're going to add the rotation of the head here. So your knees will go left and those will go right. And it's like wringing out a dishcloth. And by the way, twisting poses are really helpful for Pitta dosha because we want the fire to be evenly balanced and we don't want to have trapped fire in the body. That kind of trapped fire becomes things like headaches or difficulty with the eyes, or changes in the skin tone, or frustration or irritation. So we don't need heat to be excess nor to be rising up into the head. So these twists are to help balance out your Pitta dosha. So let's breathe in with the knees and the nose centered. And then exhale, knees left and nose right. Inhale to center. Keeping your eyes closed, exhale your knees to the right and your nose to the left. Inhale to center and see if your knees and your nose can arrive simultaneously. And then proceed with your breath cycle, your particular rhythm. But as you're rotating side to side, really think about the process of keeping it smooth for your body and for your mind. And follow your exhale, knees left, nose right. Inhale to center, knees and nose at the same moment. And exhale, knees right, nose left. And then last one, inhale to center. Now I'd like you to take both knees down to your left, and we're going to stay in the twist. And this time we'll get a chance to open the gaze and sort of ask about that horizon. So let's take the left hand and put it behind the right calf muscle like this. So when you come down to your left, I'm going to ask you to use the left hand to lengthen your right thigh. So your right hip reaches towards your right knee, and both knees are stacked there on the left side of your mat. And when the knees are stacked, it might mean that you have to focus the twist into your upper back and less in your lower back. So you might feel sensations in the lower back or in the side waist. We're really asking the thoracic spine to help us with twisting. And you might discover places in your lower back, like I said, or your side waist that you've been maybe avoiding them. Okay, now let's open the eyes. Turn your head to your right. And then try keeping your gaze resting on one simple thing in a kind of horizon position. So it's not really nearby, maybe as far as the wall happens to be for you. And as you keep your gaze open, are you able to sense the breath and the body on the inside? So it's not going to be either or. We can keep the gaze open and connected. Can stay connected to the breath and the body. So we can feel the interior of our experience, and we can take in the exterior environment as well. And then rotate your head to center and raise your knees up to center. Let's put the right hand behind the left knee. And as you come down to your right, do not land on your glasses. Okay, come down and again, try to use the right hand to help stack the two knees. We're going to rotate the head to the left, and with the eyes open, look towards whatever the horizon is for you right now. And try to keep your eyes steady so they're kind of gazing at one thing. We're not daydreaming. As you keep the eyes steady, listen to the inner body and to your breath. There are times where it can feel both uneasy to expand your gaze into life, and also it can be kind of scary, or it can feel like a little bit uneasy about taking your gaze inside. Like, what will you have to see? What will you find that's been hidden? And yet ultimately, reconnecting with your inner experience is very, very healing. Your inner body, whatever it's holding for you, truly it wants to be more known, not more hidden. Let's rotate the gaze and also your knees back to center. When you come back, touch your feet flat to the floor with the arms out to the side. And again, momentarily close your eyes. And let's see if you might comfortably take your gaze inside. You're not looking to evaluate anything. We're not looking to judge, only to connect with the inner experience. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to roll to your side and reach for a yoga block. Come on up to sitting for a moment. We're going to use a yoga block for this. So the blocks that I have are from Hugger Mugger. That means they have a really nice beveled edge right here. We're going to use the block at the base of the skull. So this is kind of like a massage, though it might be tender. So let's see how it feels. You can lie on your back with your block close by. And then you're going to take the block, so it's going to be on the flat or the medium setting. And we do want the beveled edge to be against the base of the skull, also called the occipital ridge. So lift your head. Place your block. Mine's on the medium setting. I have a lot of experience doing this, so my neck is pretty flexible in this particular regard. So when you're checking this out, you got to choose the height that works for you and place it along the base of the skull, and then just start like rolling around just to find out like what's there, what's tender. And as you turn your head side to side, you don't want this to be a sharp pain, so it should not be like causing your eyes to bulge. It should feel like a massage, basically, along the base of the skull. And then what we're going to do is, once you have a sense of where you are and that you've kind of got the block placed as you'd like it to be, turn your head to one side. Let's go to the left. And drop the opposite shoulder, your right shoulder. You close your eyes. Now with the head tipped down to your left and the right shoulder dropping back down towards the floor, take your gaze in and towards your right collarbone. And keep gazing there at the right collarbone. You could even give some appreciation for your right collarbone, your right shoulder, the right side of your neck. And then release your gaze and your position. Rotate your head to your right. Drop the left shoulder down on the left side so it feels like there's like a diagonal movement in the torso. With the eyes closed, take your gaze towards your left collarbone. As you sense that inside, listen for where the breath is moving in the inner body. And then rotate your head back to center and relax. Let's pick up the head, take the block out. And as you lay your head back, try laying your head back and lifting the chin just very slightly so the throat is open. And it's not that you're using your computer head posture, it's just that you're letting the throat be open right now. Relax your head back on the floor. And with your head in that slightly open position for the throat, try rocking your head side to side to see what's happening for your neck. Now, as you rock your head side to side, open your gaze and see what it's like to look all the way to your right, and then gaze like smoothly up along the ceiling, and then gaze all the way to your left, gazing smoothly. So you're not rushing your experience, and the eyes are not staccato if possible. Go one more time to your left. And then rotate back to center. Okay, and stretch out both legs. Stretch out the arms. Come to Shavasana. This kind of practice is different than, like, let's say, a regular westernized yoga practice. This really is moving towards the brain and the mind and body through the eyes. So as you relax now, imagine your eyes resting in their sockets as if they were two suns setting behind the mountain range of your cheekbone. Let everything deeply relax. We are not taking the gaze inside to search for anything that is wrong with us. Simply rest your gaze, relax the part of you that does things, that feels driven or overwhelmed or structured. Relax all of the doing. Return to a sense of being. Soften the corners of your eyes. Relax your temples. From the bridge of your nose, allow your cheeks to melt down towards your ears. At the tip of your nose, release your upper lip and let it relax over your teeth. On the inside of your mouth, where your cheeks meet your teeth, relax there as well. Allow the lower jaw to release from the upper jaw. And deeply relax your tongue at the bottom of your mouth. Relax from your chin and around your jawline, underneath towards your throat and your neck. Imagine relaxing inside your throat, the back of the throat, the sides of your throat. Let that relaxation travel down to your collarbone and across to your shoulders. Release your shoulder blades down to the floor. And let the head of the arm bones drop back towards gravity. Welcome your arms to get heavier and more deeply relaxed, all the way down to your wrists your knuckles, your fingers. Allow your heart to relax, both metaphorically, the energetic center of the heart, and physically, the structural experience of the heart. Welcome the inner belly and the pelvis to relax. And invite your hips and your legs all the way to your heels and toes. They can feel more grounded. As you welcome your body to be deeply relaxed, let the mind also rest. Just observe on the inside greater and greater relaxation. And very slowly start rotating your head side to side. When you go right, you might blink the eyes open, then close them. Go left, blink the eyes open, then close. And come to center, and let's bring the knees and feet to center. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. Roll to your side and return to sitting. When you come to your seat, make it a comfortable and upright seat. And of course, you're welcome to have your eyes open or closed. But I would recommend, whatever you choose, that your eyes are still. so they're not moving about or pulling you away. Let your attention go inside and feel the balancing of your mind and your body, your nervous system, your heart. Imagine again if you were to be able to open your gaze beyond the sort of tunnel vision that life in the daily humdrum can become. What might that be like to open your gaze? What concerns you about that? What inspires you about that? And also if you were to be able to gaze inwardly without apprehension, but rather with curiosity, not afraid of what we'll find, but intrigued by what our body or our inner life wants us to know. And then please raise your hands to your heart. Thank you very much for sharing your practice. Namaste. And of course, if you benefit from practices like this, you can always leave a comment below the video or ask a question or share your appreciation. And it's also helpful to me to know what your experience is so I can respond to your questions or your comments there. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourselves. Enjoy whatever's next on your schedule. Okay. I'm going to enjoy the light beam coming in. Thank you.